This is my Echo GT225 trimmer that I rescued from underneath a deck on a rental property. The tenant moved, but the trimmer was not invited. Hello everyone, I'm Big Allen Cox. Welcome to the shop where I enjoy saving useful items from the landfill, like this Echo GT225 half buried in the dirt and abandoned. This unit has got some age to it as it was manufactured in 2012. In the first video I installed a Hipa kit that included a new carburetor, fuel line assembly, air filter and spark plug. I also replaced a missing debris shield with a new eBay aftermarket. That brought the trimmer back to life, but I also discovered that it had a defective clutch and fan housing that I replaced in the second video. I've used this trimmer probably a total of 4 hours since I replaced the clutch, and I've decided that I like it for doing the light and medium duty grass trimming around my house. The only thing I'm kinda not liking about the Echo GT225 is the trimmer head that come on it. This type you have to pre-cut lengths and reload when the string wears and gets short. The shorter the string length gets, however, the less cut you have, which can waste time. And you really have little control over your string length other than changing it out. And it just seems I'm wasting more string dealing with this head than I do with a feed head. My buddies at HipaStore.com have the perfect solution for this Echo GT225's trimmer head shortcomings at a price great for those whose last names aren't Rockefeller. This is the Hipa Universal Speed Feed head. This trimmer head will replace many different brands. You just need to look in the description to see if your model is compatible. The Echo SRM and GT225 are both listed as being compatible according to my buddy Colin at HipaStore.com. So he said he would send me one out, so we'll be looking for that, then we'll continue on. To change out the trimmer head, the head will need to be locked in order to remove the nut that holds it on. There's a small hole here on the trimmer head mount. Look for the hole on the inside of the trimmer head shaft end. With the holes aligned, you can fit a small screwdriver or maybe a pin that hole size if you got it. This will keep the trimmer head locked while I remove its mounting nut. This is the nut that will be removed. I have an extension and a 9/16 socket here. I'm going to use that to loosen the nut that holds the head on. There's a washer behind that mount nut, this being it. When I remove the trimmer head, there's another one that sits against the mounting plate. I will remove my screwdriver for the time being. Our speed feed head is here from our good friends at HipaStore.com. They've been a big help in getting this machine back in top running shape. This head should be a good upgrade, making the machine perfecto #1. Martha Stewart would be glad to trim around her flower beds with this marvelous Echo GT225. First we have our instructions. And this is the Hipa Speed Feed head. Feels like good quality. already loaded with a full spool of string to get us started with. Will certainly be better than cutting pieces for the original trimmer head. 10,000 RPM max. Don't think the GT225 will do a 10 grand rotation. This is our hardware pack. This is a universal head, so there's a mixture of different adapters that come with this. The instructions will tell which of the adapters to use and make it work with this trimmer. On the instructions here, I have found the GT225, and it indicates that I should use the hardware in the reference marked RH1. Now these adapters are color coded, and this RH1 indicates that I will be using the black colored 3/8 adapter for my application here. Press the two tabs in on the trimmer head to release the top cover of the trimmer head. Remove the take-up reel. That brass adapter already installed in that slot is what needs to be changed. It should come right out. Now the correct black colored adapter will sit down in place of the gold colored fitting that was originally there. I'm going to pull all of this string off the take-up reel because I want to show how to load the Hipa Speed Feed head once it's installed. Make sure the adapter is seated good in this holder. The holder has slots in it that hold it to the trimmer's bottom plate. We are using the R side of this take-up reel. The other side is marked L, but it's important that we get the R side of this set in there correctly for the string to feed. Now we'll line the tabs up on the outer cover to the assembly and lock those back in. It's now ready to be installed on the machine. Very important here, use the original first washer on this shaft. I have my screwdriver in the hole locking the mount shaft from movement. Now I'm going to screw the Hipa Speed Feed head onto the mounting shaft clockwise until it gets tight. Then I'll give it a few snug twists. And the new Hipa Speed Feed head is installed. Now this is a cool time-saving loader. You just line up the arrows on top of the trimmer head with the feed out holes on the sides, and then you run your line through the feed hole. Then you'll grab it on the other side and pull it through until you have an even amount on both sides of the head. Then turn the head at the top counterclockwise and the string will wind up on both sides automatically. Really cool. There's no taking the head apart every time to put in string or cutting pieces. I'm going to save my hardware from the original head in this bag just in case for some crazy reason I may want to use it again or give it to somebody else. I'll also pull out the string. I can use the Hipa Speed Feed bag that this one came in to store this one. Maybe I'll put it on eBay for $75. Vintage Echo trimmer head. Last one. Nah, I tell you what, if you want to be the first one to hit me up on my email, I'll send this to you in the continuous US only. I might even toss in this extra hardware. Now that that's installed, let's give it a test to see how it's going to operate on the trimmer. I'm going to put this Hipa Speed Feed head to the test here. I'll cut a bit with it, then feed out some string. I also want to make sure my idle is correct to disengage the clutch. Cold start here. I'll go full choke. About 3 pumps on the primer bulb. Kill switch off. Boom, fires right up. Let it run a few seconds here. Ah yeah, she's ready to cut. The Hipa feed head is working correctly. A light bump feeds the string out great. You don't have to hammer it in the ground. That's how these get broken a lot of times. If it don't feed, it may be jammed up on the inside. Just take it apart, remove the string, and reload it. Just a tip for you on the use of these type feeder heads. Well, I'm very impressed with this HipaStore.com Speed Feed 400 trimmer head replacement. My Echo GT225 trimmer seems to like it. Fast and easy installation, the string reloads in the snap. I highly recommend it. This Echo GT225 was a great save from the landfill. Recapping, I have upgraded this trimmer head to a Hipa Speed Feed head. The only expense for this upgrade was the trimmer head itself, which HipaStore.com sells for around 15 bucks. Sometimes they're on sale for even less than that. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to install this trimmer head. And the difficulty scale rating from 1 to 10, with 1 being the easiest and 10 being the hardest, I would give this a 2. My revived Echo GT225 has went from being half buried in the dirt under a deck to an awesome cutting machine again. It should provide me with many more seasons of use to come with regular maintenance. I'll leave a link to this trimmer head in the description, and I would like to send a huge thanks to my good friends at HipaStore.com. Hipa has played a huge role in this revival with the Carburetor kit and the awesome Speed Feed trimmer head. Let me and others know, if you have one of these GT225s, what you think about it and your experiences. I'm Big Allen Cox. More videos are to come soon. And many blessings from my shop to yours.